Welcome to the Bendino Podcast, where we're calling a spade. Great to be here with you guys today. Why am I not surprised? Let's get into it, shall we? Like the video, hype the video, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and subscribe to the channel. That would mean so much to me. Shocking. Study shows link between transgender ideology and left-wing violence. When these people are repeatedly told by outlets like CNN, MSNBC, people like Rachel Maddow, Abby Phillips, when they're told repeatedly that their life is on the line, that there are threats against their livelihood by fascists on the other side, well, surprise, surprise, they're going to be more likely to support political violence. I'm shocked. When you get repeatedly told the other side doesn't want you living, well, I'm shocked you support political violence. On top of that, when you are constantly pumping hormones into your body, that only just accelerates those thoughts that you have and cause you to become more inclined to act irrationally on those thoughts that you are having. New York Post comes out with an article. Shocking study shows link between transgender ideology and left-wing violence. Trump administration-funded researchers and independent collaborators found a startling correlation between proponents of a transgender ideology and left-wing violence, according to a new report obtained by the Post and set to be released Wednesday. The new study from researchers at Rutgers University, the right-leaning Manhattan Institute, and Network Contagion Research Institute found that those normalizing transgender beliefs were more likely to be supportive of political violence. Respondents were quizzed about 6 potential targets of political violence for the study. Quote, killing Charlie Kirk, killing Donald Trump, killing Brian Thompson, arson of ICE buildings, damaging wealthy people's property, and violence against police. These findings suggest that gender ideology is associated with left-wing authoritarianism and willingness to justify political violence, stated the study, which titled Where the Clinic Meets the Movement, Just Gender Ideology Arm Left-Wing Authoritarian Psychology. Experimental research is needed to determine causality, according to the researchers. Well, you get told that these people are fascists. They're terrible fascists. They stand for everything that you are. They want to take away your rights. They want to take away your means of living. Well, yeah, they're going to become violent, no matter how untrue that is. The study comes amid recent public debates about high-profile shootings involving transgender individuals. Charlie Kirk, the founder of Turning Point USA, rest in peace, Charlie Kirk, was assassinated by a gunman who allegedly had a trans roommate lover. The late conservative icon was speaking at a Utah University campus on September 10th, 2025, when he was shot before a daytime crowd while addressing a question on transgender violence. It's crazy, it's almost been a year. We are about 2 weeks away from being a year. Do you know how many transgender Americans have been mass shooters over the last 10 years? Asked one attendee during a question and answer session. Too many, Kirk replied. Do you know how many mass shooters there have been in America over the last 10 years? The questioner said. Counting or not counting gang violence, the Turning Point USA founder responded. Kirk was shot in the neck moments later and later died at a local hospital at the age of 31. Kirk's case was not the only high-profile act of political violence linked to views on gender ideology. Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh faced an assassination attempt from a suspect who later identified as a transgender woman. School shootings in Minnesota and Tennessee were also carried out by trans-identifying individuals. Quote, one of our study's most interesting and perhaps shocking findings was that accepting gender ideology appeared to augment authoritarian attitudes on support for political violence, Colin Wright, one of the researchers, told the Post. Quote, we believe this may result from gender ideology defining specific oppressed classes and their oppressors and the promotion of extreme narratives of harm for those who refuse to affirm transgender identities both socially and medically. That is only speculative at this point, but we are addressing this directly in a follow-up report. The HHS commissioned researchers queried 1,208 U.S. adults about the importance of affirming a person's gender identity, threats to transgender individuals from various groups, including white supremacists, men, the Supreme Court, etc., and support for anti-democratic behaviors, among other views. The questions were formed using consensus positions held by the American Psychological Association, American Psychiatric Association, and the World Professional Association for Transgender Health. World Professional Association for Transgender Health. Seems like we're just pissing money away. These are not fringe organizations. They represent the official scientific and clinical establishment on care for individuals who identify as transgender. Results from that questionnaire helped develop what the researchers called the Clinical Gender Affirmation Scale, which helped measure a respondent's degree of support for gender ideology. The report concluded that gender ideology may function as an ideological accelerant, telling left-wing authoritarian psychology who the enemy is, why the situation is urgent, and in those already disposed toward force, that violence is legitimate. You keep calling Trump Hitler. You call people that support Trump supporting Hitler, that they're supporting somebody who's going to cause mass death across the world. Well, then they start seeing you as a threat as well. Then they start seeing you as an arm of Hitler, a arm of that regime. And they want to unalive you because they think unaliving you would stop Hitler from... That's what's going through their mind. And that's the message that they're being told from CNN, from the Washington Post, from the Seattle Times, from the Associated Press, from the New York Times. That is the message that's getting ingrained in their mind. We also assess catastrophizing beliefs, such as the perceived likelihood that a genocide of individuals that identify as transgender is currently underway, and associate extremist responses such as belief in the need to censor and punish those who oppose transgender dogmas and ignore Supreme Court rulings on gender ideology issues, it added. We have good reasons to expect that LWA and CGAS will predict support for the source of anti-democratic beliefs, but those are empirical questions which will be answered in the analysis that are ongoing. Let's take a look at some of the reactions, shall we? Yes, I read about this phenomenon in my upcoming book, Trans Violence is Real, Too Many Have Been Killed. This is from Andy No. So, hormones are dangerous for killer moms, but harmless for transitioning kids. Violence, up. Trans ideology, up. Any thoughts, Sherlock? Hi, I'd like a wake-up call. More people have been shot by trans women than ICE agents in 2026. Really? Who could have possibly guessed? Didn't need a story, didn't need a study to conclude this. It's not shocking if you've been paying attention. Fueling the mindless trope, the distraction. True, but not the only truth. Thank you, Captain Obvious. That's about as shocking as finding out that water is wet. Damn. Nothing shocking about it. LL, we've been saying this for years. Right. Shocking. I'm going to teach them. Wow. Nah, they're totally not batshit crazy. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. That means so much to me. See you next time, and as always, take it easy.